we're going to talk about strategy cards. Finally. Okay, couple things before we get into it. One, I'm covering this today. I am super busy today, so I don't have time to go like do some of the other stuff I would like to. Also, because I think this is going to be a little bit quicker. No other mid-part ads where I go over stuff. But yesterday was Flex Friday on Prize Picks, and you guys absolutely crushed it. We won $435. It was. And so many of you guys absolutely, like, from tailing us, absolutely crushed it. Thank you guys so much. Again, when you win, send them to me, please. As always, if you want to get in on it, use code CC. Get that $50 in free credit. You deposit 10, you get 50. Play it out. Have fun. Try it. Just try it. Just try it out. But you got to use code CC. That is, that's my only rule. Boys, let's go. Let's talk about strategy cards. I get this comment constantly from you guys. And so I want to bring it up and talk about a few things that matter here. Before we talk about the actual strategy cards, I am using graduate assistant and defensive backs right now. Right? If you want to go get a strategy card, just go look on the auction block for it. Okay? Couple things you need to know about like stats that really matter. Like speed's obviously important, but there's no strategy card for speed. So offensively, 90 overall is generally, and we don't have like all the information for college football, but 90 overall is generally a number that unlocks certain things. On running backs, a 90 overall spin will maybe unlock a better spin animation. It could also be based on their weight and their height and stuff like that, because that matters as well. Which is why someone like Reggie Bush, who's an ideal size, gets the good animations. So that's something to keep in mind. Additionally, when we talk about wide receivers, and you guys will hear me say, I'll be like, man, that card's not so good. It's, you know, we look at route running is a big thing. 90 overall. I want someone 90s across the board. I don't necessarily care that it's 97 versus 96, but that's something to keep in mind. Same thing when we get to quarterbacks, another very important position. What are we looking at here? Well, I mean, again, not talking about speed, but when we talk about accuracies, Vic here, short, medium, and deep, that's a good thing to have. These cards don't normally just display throw accuracy and all that on them. Like, you have to go really look. And some people believe in that more. But another really important thing here is throw power. And the more that is, the more velocity the ball is going to have. We go to the defensive side. You guys have heard me talk about certain things. When it comes to pass rushers, what do we look at? 90 overall on block, shed, power move, finesse move, right? Okay, so here's a very good example. We have Von Miller. He has 89 power move. I would like that to be at 90. I would like that to be at 90, right? Again, those are the things we look at. When we look at defensive backs, safeties, we're looking at zone and man above 90 as well. Now, I don't really know the difference in the reaction times in 94 to 95 and 95 to 96, but here's a very good example of a change that we can make here. So again, follow along, right? If we put this on Rod Woodson, the +1 zone gets him to only 89. That's 88 and 89 is going to be basically the same. Okay? It really is, right? So while I have this on these guys right now, let's talk about why it's the wrong one, in my opinion, to use. So when you go to strategy, we can look and we can see defensive backs common boost play rec, man coverage, zone coverage, and press. Okay? There's a lot of things. But it's not really helping my team out so much, right? It's really not. So the one I've had on there was defensive line, okay? What defensive line does is power move, finesse move, strength, tackle, block, shed, hit power. It's only for defensive linemen. So it's really going to only affect probably 3 or 4 guys you have on the field at a time. It actually has a less of an impact, but it takes my players to those little thresholds, okay? That's why I like that. And what I use isn't necessarily what you should use. You should use the one that's going to help get to those thresholds the most. If everyone is meeting the thresholds, then pick whichever one you think looks cute. Okay. When it comes to offense, I'm using Graduate Assistant. Why? It's players, offense, and defense, awareness, pursuit, and break tackle. Again, I think this is something that is going to help all 22 players on my team. Maybe not really a ton, but it does. Okay. Now, the only other one that would be really helpful to me would be quarterbacks. Okay. Because what quarterback is going to boost is my throw power and my accuracies, but I don't actually need that. So getting the one throw power would be cool, but that's helping one person. So that's why I am currently using Graduate Assistant. If you use strength and conditioning, it's another one that just boosts a bunch of people, but strength and kick power, I'm not worried about that. So Graduate Assistant. So that's why I'm using these ones. Okay. So like finally talking about it, saying like, okay, yes, this, because we have a lot of cards that are on those threshold lines. And again, pursuit is something that, hey, I want having a higher awareness on a card. I'm totally fine with that. Right. I don't really know how much it does, but if I'm get 11 people being 1% better, that's kind of helpful to me. Maybe it's not even 1%. Maybe it's 1/4%. Totally fine. So again, when you are putting these strategy cards on, think about those things. When you're buying cards for your team, think about those things, those thresholds. That is what matters. That's why we do it this way. And it's been the same way with Madden. It's the same way with college, right? So again, like me having +1 man on Cam Chancellor, 83 man doesn't do anything. 91 zone versus 90 really doesn't overly matter. Again, we don't 100% know the thresholds this year, but based on some things I've heard, could be that. So follow along with that. We are good. You guys have a great rest of your day. We will come back tomorrow with Legends. We are keeping up. We're doing all our stuff. Thank you guys for all your support. And we're not even going to make the 8-minute mark. I'm out. Peace.